We've got a great sky coming up on the week of Monday, the 5th of February through to the 11th, which is a Sunday. We're going to have a beautiful grand Earth trine happening on the 7th, which is a Wednesday in my time zone. And oh my God, I so love this energy. It's going to bring luck, prosperity, and goodness, and a bunch of positive stuff to each of our lives. And we are really needing it lately as the world looks like it's going into a bit of a chaotic hell in a handbasket. We're going to talk not only about this beautiful grand Earth trine formed by the planets Venus, Uranus, and the asteroid Juno, but we're also going to mention a little bit about what Mars is doing with Neptune in a very positive way, and Pluto and Mercury, which is a little more intense at the beginning of the week. And I want you to also know that there is a moon this week. It is a very fated new moon in Aquarius, but I'm not going to talk too much about it because I've already did a whole video on that. Go watch the video that came out Sunday, the day before this video, and you'll listen for your sign, rising sun and moon. Same with today. Listen for your rising sign, most accurate, sun and moon secondarily. Whoa. So first of all, hey, welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian, and I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses, and I'm definitely in love with the minor asteroids, and we'll be talking today about the minor asteroid Asclepia. If you like that kind of content, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notification. And you know what I'm doing here? I'm trying my best to help you time your best life using astrology as a navigational tool. And if you're one of my regulars, welcome back. Don't forget, it helps when you do like the button, click subscribe, and also set that notification bell so you don't miss any of my last month 40 videos I put out in the month of February. That's insane, but usually it's 25 to 30. Okay, so let's get talking about this sky in the week ahead. I'm so jazzed because I find that when we see a grand trine in the sky, we're moving into a deep, profound sense of luck, ease, and flow, because Jupiter is the sort of trines 120 degrees away from each other. Aspectual relationships are the nature of Jupiter, and Jupiter is the nature of luck, bounty, and goodness, truth, knowledge, and wisdom. Can't go wrong when you got Jupiter energies playing out in the celestial heavens. And of course, Venus is the lesser benefic, and she's getting all involved from Capricorn in this exciting lucky break, lucky, happy surprise energy of this sky. When she trines Uranus, is a happy surprise, trust me. Now, before we get going on the big energies of Wednesday, and you're really running through Monday through Saturday, this grand trine, let me just delineate a bit about the week ahead. Let me kind of give you my sort of celestial overview. And I also wanted to mention Venus is on Sheliak, an amazingly powerful star, but we'll get to that when we get to the grand trine. Let me say a few choice words about what I think about this week ahead in the big picture stories of our, current world, which some people I know are very depressed by. I'm recording this for my Patreon community who gets early access, ad-free content. And if that interests you, I'm looking for the calendar while I'm recording on a Friday, the 2nd of February, if I think I got that date right. And you guys don't receive this till Monday. They get this ahead of the curve, early access, and ad-free. Okay, so what I wanted to mention is this. The beginning of the week, we see on Monday the 5th, Mercury moving into Aquarius, also forming a conjunction to Pluto. And Pluto is here for the first time, since last March to June at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And he'll be here more or less in Aquarius for 20 years. It's a big deal, especially for you Aquarians. And this Monday the 5th, when Mercury moves into Aquarius, the first person he bumps into is Pluto. Pluto's going to act like a receiving line person for then the ingress of Mars and then the ingress of Venus into Aquarius in the month of February. So Pluto's playing a kind of greet and meet at the door to Aquarius role. And the first person he chats with is good old Mercury. Now, definitely, there's an X-ray vision, dive deep into understanding the hidden mysteries of life when you get Pluto and Mercury together. And there may be some deep revelations and profound revelations coming through Mercury news and Aquarius, AI, currencies, inventions, but also secrets and what things we don't know. What we don't know does hurt us, as I said in my recent newsletter. So we might find there's revelations coming out about things that were under the surface and hidden from our view when Pluto is coming into contact with Mercury anytime, which is once a year. But instead of in Capricorn, we're dealing up Aquarian themes. Aquarian themes have to do with, technology, invention, freedom and sometimes in rebellion, things to do with things that impact society at large. So unsettling events and things can also be playing out on the world stage in terms of, conspiracy theories turning out to be real. Like what kinds of things impact the society and collective at large, the people, Aquarius, that are now revealed, from the trap door is open and we're seeing, some, news stories that are unsettling or difficult or challenging maybe around Monday and Tuesday. The other thing is the Grand Trine is kind of overlapping it all, as well as a general sextile between um, Jupiter and Saturn. I think I'm a rare one in the astrology community because Jupiter and Saturn don't perfect this sextile. They never come into an aspectual perfection. They did last summer in June of 23. This means that it's kind of good, not great. I mean, it's there, but it doesn't ever come to a head of goodness. So it's like the ICJ finding, that happened a week ago. This sextile has been operational for the last 2 weeks of January, first 2 weeks of February between Jupiter and Saturn. And Jupiter is in Taurus, Saturn is in Pisces. And I mean, a lot of nations and a lot of peoples of various nations expected that to be like, hopefully, finding that there should be an immediate ceasefire in Gaza because we had to investigate whether the actions and the intentions of one nation were, to create a genocide. And I just want to flag the algorithm. And so the little bots that suppress this content, unless you're a news channel. And so basically that was a good but not great result, just ordering the prevention of those actions that could be harmful to mass displaced peoples and saying, please do a better job in letting more than 16 aid trucks through the border a day, which is all that's going through, right? So yeah, good but not great. So now there's a new ceasefire truce deal going on as this background Jupiter, justice, truth, and wisdom, and Saturn, rules and authorities, are trying to work together on something, and it never quite gels. And as I'm doing this recording on Friday, the new thing is, why don't we do a little bit of a work it out process, and have 300 trucks come through the border in exchange for hostages and prisoners, and we'll stop the war for 6 weeks, and then we'll go back to committing whatever we're doing here. And that is going on in negotiations between Egypt, Qatar, Israel, and the United States right now, and obviously Hamas. Well, will that work or not? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. It'll be a good but not great result if something does result. But with a Grand Trine, Venus is a goddess of peace, and there may be definitely an agreement being reached by the middle of this week. And also, cryptocurrencies can also pop. We'll get into the Grand Trine individually, but for the world or for the collective, I will say this. The Grand Trine is exact, okay? It's 19 degrees Juno, 19 degrees Venus, 19 degrees Uranus. In the signs of, Venus is in Capricorn, Uranus is in Taurus, and Juno is in Virgo. So there's this huge perfect formation around Wednesday the 7th of these planets coming into alignment with each other, which makes for something very positive that can be felt maybe 3 days before and 3 days after as it builds up and then begins to wane. When I see these together as a general vibe, I kind of feel like, well, Uranus, Jupiter, and Taurus, that's cryptocurrencies, that's currencies in large, it's Capricorn or Venus is markets, banks, bankings, economy, stock markets. Juno and Virgo. Juno is moneta, the goddess of coinage. Virgo is practical rules and regulations. There may be some new news cycle going on about crypto, economic news that's positive and unexpected, things to do with regulation of new financial technologies or something like that. Juno can be about some kind of agreements being forged about land or about things to do with medical and medical technologies. But I'm going to go with the land for a minute. This is an Earth trine in land, and there is problems with land and war in the world right now. So we all forgot about Ukraine and Russia, but we may be looking at a resolving of the Ukraine-Russia problem with this Grand Trine as something new emerges. It looks like a treaty or an agreement around land and who gets what and stopping the war, so to speak. That'd be more likely than what's going on in the Middle East because of the placement of Israel's ascendant being still beleaguered by eclipses and the South Node. Alrighty, then we move into the Venus is on the fixed star Sheliak, and this is a very good star, and it's also connected to things to do with positive developments. We're going to read the star meaning to you, and the Venus is flowing or trining the asteroid Orcus. a god of the underworld, the Etruscan god of the underworld, but also the god of wealth. Connect Juno, who can be moneta or money and coinage. And so we're seeing something to do with coinage, wealth, cryptocurrency, probably because of Uranus's involvement in Taurus. So this is a week for the sudden prosperity, sudden wealth stories emerging in each of our lives. The star Sheliak is a part of the harp or the lyre of Orpheus, and the software suggests it is oriented to beauty, harmony, and artistic creativity. Get your art going, guys. This star is on Venus, the arts goddess herself. It gives you a strong, assertive, and energy sparring on to create innovative and inventive things. And again, we see with Uranus the word innovative, inventive. Maybe innovative, inventive things coming up in our news cycle as well. So we'll see what happens there. And then as we look at Wednesday, Thursday, we see Mars also flowing, by the way, to Neptune. Mars-Neptune energy is like spiritual warrior in the best sense of the word. But it can bring something positive coming up from whatever happened last Friday, Saturday, when Mercury was sextiling Neptune, that just before this week ahead, right? Just last week, at the end of the week, we saw something mercurial happening here. Now we see Mars following suit. So a little kind of connect a dot, maybe between Friday, Saturday, and positive events Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as Mars forms that trine, a sextile, I should say, from his visible placement, now heliacal rise visible in Capricorn, flowing to Neptune in Pisces. Could be some good news around water situations, water rights, naval blockades, maybe coming to some positive resolution if we're looking at world events at this time. And maybe the Houthis will stand down because there's a ceasefire or truce in place, for example. Neptune is also conjunct Asclepius, the asteroid for healing, and we may see something very healing in the energy of the world to do with war and water and resolution. Perhaps, I'm hopeful, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then if you're talking about how this feels for you personally, in the book, The Archetypal Universe, my favorite, Renn Butler describes this Mars energy in conjunction, flowing energy to Neptune, as spiritual and creative vitality, gentle and sensitive strength, compassionate action, and enlightened non-action. I think compassionate action, I think maybe there's going to finally be a lot of humanitarian aid that's needed to help a quarter of the Gazan population is starving, and the 3/4 of the population who has been displaced. Unfortunately, the idea of them going home, most of the infrastructure is gone. Hospitals have been destroyed, mosques have been destroyed, cemeteries have been destroyed, houses have been destroyed, schools and universities have been demolished and destroyed. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but the temporary sky looks like humanitarian aid with Mars, Neptune. Neptune serves the underdog, the underprivileged, especially in Pisces, the displaced and the homeless, and Mars is a compassionate action. So I'm super hopeful there may be some breakthroughs here in significant aid reaching the Gazan Strip in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, stories of the news and what's underway. And, Mars, born with a Mars sextile Neptune, is the great spiritual master Gandhi, who was also, of course, a leader in India. And he says, against the British colonial settlers of India, and he says, you must learn to be still in the midst of activity and to be vibrantly active in repose. So how can we all in our own lives, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, find that inner center where we can be still in the midst of the whirlwind and vibrantly alive as we are also at rest? I mean, my heart needs to go at rest because of what's going on in the world, because I've been losing sleep, and I've only come to terms with some of my feelings about the situation in the Middle East in the last couple of days that has brought a little bit of a sense of relief. Because, you can't argue with reality, according to Byron Katie. And Krishnamurti says his enlightenment was he does not mind what happens. And so I'm trying to move a little bit more towards that way of approaching this matrix and its simulation of horrendous shit that happens in the world where we hurt each other, senselessly, mindlessly over power and wealth and greed. All righty. Let's move into a happier part of the sky. We're going to talk about the grand trine between Venus and Neptune. What I want to do is show it to you, if that's all right. I'm not Neptune, Venus, Uranus, and Juno. So let me open up the sky and show the picture to you at this time. And so you can get your eyeballs on it as well. I'm having to pull it up though, because I just retired that a minute ago. Let's pull up that transit. Aha, ha, ha, there we go. And I've got it queued, and I've got a little bit of a mess on the back end. So give me a second. Well, I'm going to take away some asteroids and stuff that are kind of blinding me right now and will make you dizzy as well. So let me remove the junk on the sky, and then we're going to go ahead and look at it together. All right, and a shout out to my regulars: Ace of Spades, Misbehaving, L.A. Taylor, Serge LaBelle, Michael Thrash, Our Soul Songs, and Herbal Empress, and Discerning Light, and so many of you regulars who come to my channel and help me grow. Linda Calder, Melissa Carey, thank you for being a part of my crew and coming to my live premieres. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I do a live premiere for every video I put out, meaning that I'm chatting about the content with you, getting to know you and taking your questions. I don't just toss this stuff into the ethers. I spend time with you as we watch it together. So if that kind of content also interests you, where you can get in touch with me to ask a question as the presentation is unfolding and get to know the worldwide crew from all over the world, including South Africa. That's Anastasia D from South Africa, I believe. Thank you very much, all you, from being a part of my world. All right, now let's go ahead and let's move back into the story of Juno and Venus. Now let's get that really large for you just so you can see it. Yay. Okay. Hopefully now everyone's got a big sky picture here of what we're talking about this week. I'm not cued to Aries, but doesn't matter. Like, this is just to show you where things are sitting in the sky. And then we're going to do the all signs. So first thing I'll do perhaps is give you a little old annotation where you can see what I'm talking about by circling this stuff, right? So here in the sky, we're going to look at the big story for all signs. This is what I'm really covering for you guys. This is the Wednesday story, but you'll feel it Monday through Saturday. And this is the energy of, we do have a bit of an icky thing on Saturday, by the way, a Mercury square Jupiter, but I'm really not going to talk about it. It lasts a day, and really, it's kind of more like bothersome news and feeling like too good to be true, or something overpromised, or maybe a kind of a feeling of, you know, spreading off more than we can chew in some area of reality. But anyway, back to Venus. So as you can see, this is February 7th, and Venus is approaching almost, it depends on the time of day. This is 8 a.m. On that very same day, she'll hit that 19th degree. So this is Venus at 19 degrees. It will be 19 when it's perfect. Okay. I guess I could have moved the time, but I didn't. And then here is Uranus at 19 degrees. And here's Juno at 19 degrees. And so basically what you're going to have is a perfect on the 7th, on a perfect little triangle called a grand trine. And I'm going to count Juno. She's not a small player. She's one of the 4 major asteroids I love to use that would include Vesta, Ceres, Juno, and Vesta, Ceres, Juno, and I'm forgetting some, Athena. So this is what we're going to note is happening. Okay, we're going to talk about this story. I may bring in the South Node as well, because as you can see, Venus will be in a sextile to the node of fate. That was, I mean, square to the node of fate. That was more active, okay, before this week. It's waning now. It's behind us. But as she comes into this grand trine, because she owns the real estate where the South Node of fate is traveling, the lunar South Node, she may have something to say about it. So I will talk about how this Libra part of your sky might be sideways involved in this narrative. But her squaring of the nodes of fate, it's, to me, I'll show you the sky. Let's just stop the annotation. I did cover the squaring of the nodes of fate in my Venus in Capricorn video. And if you don't know about that, go watch my Venus in Capricorn video, and it might be very instructive for you. But if I go back a day and I go back a day, there we go. So we're building up, a Monday, Tuesday, Venus square the nodes of fate archetypally, there we have it. But I covered that in my Venus moves through the sign of Libra video. Through the sign of Capricorn video. So I don't know if I really want to do it all over again. So rather than cover that, go watch my current playlist, check out my Venus and Capricorn. I might have even done the all signs delineation for this, but I think I focused instead on the sudden happy surprise of Uranus. But I covered what the archetypal meaning is, Venus squaring the nodes of fate. And the north node is with Chiron. I just didn't draw it in. And it's kind of fated turning points in love and money, basically. Okay. Let's move into each sign. We're going to bring us back to the 7th. We're going to go to Aries because we're going to move the chart into the Aries zone. And we're doing a nice swift delineation, no longer than about 3 minutes for your sign. If I'm talking too fast for you, don't worry about it. You know what you can do? You can actually play me back at a slower speed. Okay. That's a little hack for you that you can do. Don't worry about it. Slower speeds. I might sound drunk, but at least I won't be talking too fast. I do talk fast. I have 3 planets plus an asteroid in Aries, and I'm a Aquarius rising. So there's a lot of air fire fueling each other in my sky. Okay. Let's move into the beginning of the story for you guys. I'm not going to talk about everything this week, the Mercury Pluto thing or the new moon on the 5th, because I've got videos out, or that. I'm going to cover the thing that I don't have any other content on. So this is like the transit of the week. All right. So let's start with Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Basically, you're going to experience this beautiful triangle of goodness and luck and everything positive happening in the sky, as you can see around, the 7th. You're going to go basically Monday through Saturday with an epicenter for most people around the 7th or 8th of the month, or wherever your time zone is. For my time zone, it's Wednesday, Thursday, where what you're going to see is some kind of luck energy playing through your sky, flow and ease and positive energies of all kinds. But in your case, it's about money for sure. There can be some kind of boost in your financial possessions and earnings and savings connected to a partnership or agreement to do with work and work situations and workplace things connected to career and reputation. With Venus at the top of your sky right now, you're looking at a very powerful time of enhancement of your reputation, enhancement of your career success. Being very successful is a big thing for you right now. Venus in Capricorn is bringing it to you. And at the same time, because you will be moving to Aquarius on the 16th, right? And that kind of begins to wane a bit. At the same time, this could be a contract. You may hire someone, employ someone, or somebody may employ you. This is going to increase your wealth and your prosperity. There's also an unexpected excitement going on here. I mean, because you see that there's Uranus, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that financial situation that upgraded my money, earnings, career, reputation space. It could be a positive surprise for you for sure. And just because you have that waning and still existing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Pluto, Mercury in the 11th house, that can bring some really good news to you about greater career gains as well this week ahead, something to do with powering up in your career success financially. Yes, Venus is squaring the nodes of fate. Some fated destined changes are happening this week, especially the first half of the week, to do with your significant business partners and love partners, and things to do with how you identify your identity. In essence, you may have some kind of change in your reputation and career space in a very fated way regarding partners, clients, audiences, and your own sense of self and self well-being. You're trying to become more aligned with your true gifts and purpose, and something is fatedly breaking through in this week ahead. Yeah, that's the asteroid America. We do have Asclepia. I mentioned bringing that healing. The asteroid is here with Mercury, Pluto. He's not drawn in there, but he is there. And so where this could open up some really big healing is in an elder sibling relationship or in a relationship to your larger groups of belonging. Hey, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, this is a beautiful sky for you where I'm seeing, oh, don't pay attention to the asteroid Diana. I wonder if I should take it out. Let me do that. That was from a client's chart. Let me take asteroid Diana out. Give me a sec. All right, continuing with the signs, Taurus and onward. This is a splice, as you might notice, because yesterday I paused the recording to fix an asteroid. The next day, I'm splicing in the missing signs of Taurus and Virgo and Scorpio and Libra that I accidentally forgot to record. So welcome to my world. So let's continue on with this story of what the week ahead looks like from Monday the 5th to Saturday or Sunday the 11th of 2024 from the astrological report. And let's get going on the rest of you guys. Now we're starting with Taurus. So let's look at you guys, you Taurus people, sun, moon, and rising sign. So first of all, let's start about reminding you that this is a very interesting week in which we start off Monday with a Mercury-Pluto conjunction. But by the time we get to the middle of the week, we're really rolling into a beautiful, grand trine of Earth. And as you can see, this trine of energy dominates Monday through Saturday, really, with an epicenter on Wednesday, where you're going to feel an incredible, powerfully positive event or energy flowing through you. You are Taurus. You are lucky, Jupiter, magnanimous, maybe a bit girthy, watch for pregnancy. And I do think that you're going to go through a period this week where you're going to feel a little bit more upbeat about your life, a little bit more robustly enjoyable. Things can happen, especially when it comes to things you might do with a committed love partner or a committed business partner that you find fascinating, enjoyable, fun, playful because of the access to the house of joy, your fifth house where Juno is sitting. And at the same time, you can see at the top of the sky this week, the ninth house of academic environments like campuses, universities, and colleges is very active as Venus is flowing from that part of your chart into your house of your identity. So you may feel really positive developments, like a professor loves you up, you get a good grade if you're in school. If this is about book publishing, you get the publishing deal of a lifetime for books, etc., or agent. If this is about court and legal matters, you probably win, especially if it involves financial settlements. And lastly, if it's about foreign land and foreign shore travel, maybe a very surprising and unexpected opportunity arises to take a long distance romantic journey with a significant other. All said and done, though, the houses 9, 5, and 1 are Dharma houses, and you're going to look at your life this week through the lens of a hopeful optimism and some surprising insights regarding what you think the direction and purpose of your life really is. And at the same time, this is just pure luck. Venus is a luck goddess in one of the luck houses, 9. Jupiter is luck. So you have a lucky week ahead. I'm really hoping that you can enjoy some of the luck. Some of it may involve partnerships and agreements with others that are romantically involved with you as well. And maybe also your children and grandchildren could be involved as a Taurus in this stream of good luck this week. At the same time, I want to mention we're moving towards the energy of a Mercury. This is an epicenter Wednesday, Thursday. I'd say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're feeling the energy of Mercury sextiling Neptune. Now, Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and Neptune is what am I talking about? I mean, Mars sextiling Neptune. Mars is up here in your academic house. He's been rising to visibility here, giving you a 2-year window of academic success, foreign land success. Go listen please to my Mars rising video pinned to the top of my channel. It's a 2-year reset. But Mars is flowing to Neptune, and this is spiritual warrior on steroids. It's an opportunity here to go into a deeper place of courage of your convictions, aligning with your higher values, to dream something into being, especially using visionary tools. This is your wishes and dreams house, and Saturn wants to stabilize your wishes and dreams and make your hopes and dreams true. Like let your long range forecasts run the gamut of your ambition, dreams, forecasts, the 5-year, 10-year plan of your life. It's a really good week to kind of dream into it a bit and to allow yourself to add passion, ardor, but steadfast control. Mars, he's in Capricorn. He's still passionate. He's still, Mars. He takes action and makes bold decisions, but he's still steady as she goes. So apply a steady, gentle pressure to taking actions this week that will lead you to the actualization of some of your longer range visions and goals for your life. And there's a little bit of a bobble on the weekend with a Mercury square Jupiter. I'll be covering more on that as the weekend approaches. So don't forget to try my channel out. But Mercury square Jupiter is just something that seems like you might have bitten off more than you can chew, right? Jupiter is you biting off more than you can chew. Mercury is biting off more you can chew in your work and career space. And this weekend, you might have to pull back from some obligations you've made in the professional or work setting, as you have literally taken something a little bit further than you're actually wanting to do, or a little bit further than you're capable of doing. All right, let's move into Gemini. All right, Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. The sky is opening up a beautiful energy. Don't forget, Monday, you do have that energy of Mercury and Pluto in a conjunction. That kind of feels probably a lot as they're at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Like you really want to reset something in your deeper meaning of life, goals, and feeling and purpose with your life. And Mercury could give you some ideas, and Pluto could take you deep. Ninth house is that Dharma house. It's also, a house where you could have some, deep and sudden revelation or insight or X-ray vision or uncovering of something to do with your spiritual beliefs or faith, but also to do with very practical things like a book publishing contract or an academic environment thing, or even another ninth house matter could be about court and legal matters. And so, Mercury digs up the dirt underneath Pluto's shoes, and you might have some insight revelation coming through around those matters on Monday or so. Then as we move forward, you're going to see that there's energy going on here And it starts Monday, kind of finishes Saturday, epicenter Wednesday of this beautiful Earth trine. All trines are positive and lucky. And as you see in the sky, this trine is opening up your houses 12, 4, and 8. Those are the houses that have to do with your spiritual awakening, your enlightenment, the idea that you can come into some kind of more alignment with truth. And so some of you may be doing that this week with ease, flow, grace, and goodness. But on a practical, more mundane note, the fourth house is your real estate and property, where Juno, the goddess of money and contracts, is sitting. You may be making monetary contractual agreements regarding purchases, investments, and money as a general theme. And with Juno flowing here to the eighth house, I would suggest that probably you're going to look at your life in terms of investments and shared monies with a spouse and partnership as it applies to home and property and real estate matters. Now, Mars is kind of involved up here, and he rules the house of rentals in your sixth house. So you could have some new rental agreements that you're forming to rent a place out, lease a place, or vice versa. You're the landlord and find a tenant. But it's all ease, it's all flow, it's all grace. And come on, you've got Venus in the house of chunky money. And this can also be some good news about taxes. What I like about this thing as well is you have unexpected, shocking, but positive developments regarding money that could come from foreign shores and foreign lands, far off places, international company you work for, borderless income because you work online with payment processors. That's really importantly, maybe something going on this week where there's a surprise uplift in your finances in that regard. With Juno in the fourth house, did you partner with somebody in and from your home already as Juno's been going through there? Did you collaborate with somebody? And could that collaboration be yielding some fruit in this week ahead? Financially, most likely. And you could get some news or insights about some inheritance money coming to you with this kind of lineup of planets. And so you might hear about some money that's due you through some kind of inheritance structures as well, possibly showing up in this next, week ahead. With Mercury, and let me just remind everybody, I keep forgetting, Venus here is at the bending of the nodes of fate. It's a fated energy going on here regarding things to do with your children, south node that she rules. I'm focusing on the south node, things to do with your romantic and sexual life. You're kind of releasing, surrendering, and letting go here. Maybe you have to move away from a financial obligation with a romantic partner or let go of financial assistance or obligations with children. And maybe also with the fifth house, you're letting go of some kind of entrepreneurial direction or creative direction that you thought was sustainable or enjoyable, but you know that you've got a leaky boat. And yet this south node is pulling away your joy, asking you to look deeper, not pleasure, but joy. Where are you really headed in that regard? And so there's a deeper energy here about going underneath the surface this week to discover their deeper joy versus simple pleasures. And of course, this bending of the nodes of fate is continually pressing you to be purposeful, Chiron North Node, and this week in the way you earn your money and your career gains being in alignment with some sense of being completely available for your original mission and your original medicine on earth. Like, how are you here to do something of greater service to the world? And this question will be very active for you this week. So then we also note that just, coming to the end of the week, there's a Mercury square Jupiter, and that just looks like biting off more than you can chew. It's my humble opinion that Saturday, Sunday energy is very active, and you're probably biting a little more off than you can chew when it comes to obligations that come from your ninth house. That can be obligations to a third marriage partner, to a publishing contract, to a legal matter, obligations to an academic setting. And Jupiter is, not down with the intensity of something, or some difficult communications coming through the sky from a father figure. With Pluto, Mercury up here again, and some inheritance things going on, there can be some difficult news coming through about a father figure in your life being in a hospital setting, and perhaps conversations about legacy wealth and inheritances, especially at the end of this week. All right, Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. So basically what we see in the sky is we see a beautiful Venus love up in a beautiful Earth trine here. and it's going to offer up some positive developments, a feel-good vibe in certain areas of your sky. And that's going to be definitely your 11th house of good spirit, where Jupiter is making you're very lucky in achieving greater career gains all the way through to the end of May, and feeling like you can actualize some hopes, dreams, and wishes, and maybe even opening up larger groups of influence and belonging. And what we see is Uranus is saying unexpected developments. This is also the house of the elder sibling. And with a flow to Venus in the 7th house, an elder sibling, particularly female, can be of great benefit to you this week, Monday through Saturday, with an epicenter Wednesday. And you get windfalls, pennies from heaven here as well. So you could have some unexpected financial windfall, especially with Mars ruling the house of money luck, sitting up here with Venus. There could be some good news coming through the sky this week for your significant marriage partner type person or business partner, and they're benefiting from the flow of your sky as they get a new job, for example, in the local neighborhood that adds to the abundance of your mutually shared lives. Or they just have some good news and you're just celebratory with them. I mean, the moon is up here during this trine, and the moon is a lunar ruler of you, right? So this is really actually saying what is going on with your significant love partner, where you're seeing them thrive or succeed this week ahead. I wonder with the Juno, this is epicenter Wednesday, with Juno in the 3rd house, there is contracts, agreements with a younger sibling, a cousin, a niece, and nephew, or in the local environment. You're making a contractual agreement, or there's some moneta energies going on with things you're doing online this week that bring greater gain and maybe greater publicity to you as a Cancer sun, moon, and rising, especially if you're involved in the online world, or if you're involved in writing contracts as well. Good things are happening here to do with agreements and contracts around writing projects. And as well, I think that you would note that there's a little intensity with that Mercury-Pluto conjunction at the start of the week. And that has to do with the shared money with your spouse or chunky money. And so you're really looking at some kind of insight or revelation, or coming to an empowered discovery regarding how you handle your investments, your taxes, and other matters like that, or your shared money with your partner or royalty income. As I look towards the end of the week and we see Mercury in a square to Jupiter and biting off something a little bit bigger than you think you can chew, it's kind of like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's very much about some kind of money that you have saved or stored or invested, or some communications that are from a place of secrets being revealed, as it impacts an elder sibling in you, as it impacts a situation with a group of friends. Definitely can see secrets revealed when Mercury and Pluto are conjunct in the house of secrets. And then that feels like a little bit of a gnarly sky where it is intense or overdone, or, overly dramatic at best on the weekend. So look for secrets revealed on the weekend that may disturb the ethers around you, and they may be a little bit dark and dreary. With Venus at the bending of the nodes of fate, she's asking you to let go of your childhood, your ancestral line stuff this week, things that get in the way of you being fully you, and also let go of things to do with your marriage partnerships that come off of the ancestral patterns and your family of origin patterns. And are you reliving those? And finally, some of you may be discussing the possibility of a leaving of a home, a selling, or a changing of the home. And maybe you're having difficult conversations with your significant other this week around the financial goodness of such a move, and whether that's a doable thing. All right, Leo, sun, moon, rising. I mean, the week starts with that conjunction, right? Of course, in your 7th house of marriage type partners and long-term committed love stories. There's an intense energy going on in that relationship or with your person. I would say that maybe some significant other speaks a secret to you or reveals a hidden truth or a hidden something. And so look for that coming up close to the beginning of this week, Monday, Tuesday. And then we move into that beautiful grand trine on Wednesday that you begin to feel building Monday and ebbing by Saturday. That Earth trine is so auspicious for your money and career and work story. So Leos, if you're looking for a job, this looks like a good week to sign a new contract, to be successfully surprised and delighted by what you're offered, so that you can be happily, joyfully, Venus in the 6th house, employed. So you have, for unemployed Leos, please take the opportunity to go for employment interviews this week. At the same time, this is pets, and maybe there's a new pet coming to you. You never know, and you have a contract to purchase it. This is rental agreements as well, and maybe you have an opportunity to rent a property that makes you very excited and happy, especially because Mars, Lord of the House of Real Estate, is in the place of rentals with Venus. So rental properties, rental agreements, pets, work opportunities, and an improvement in your health by changing the foods, committing to a food style change this week. Time to, if you want to make a vow, a sacred vow, Juno, Venus, pleasure, Juno in the house of what you ingest. This is a great time to go on a cleanse or commit to a better diet style, and it will feel easy. Now, it looks like a lot of unexpected, exciting prosperity can come this week through things going on in your workspace and career space. And certainly, if you're in a work and career environment, Uranus brings unexpected, positive, happy surprises with the Venus trine this week. And Jupiter means that you're just plain old lucky. In fact, you're lucky, Leos, in your career and job space anyway, until the end of May with Jupiter up here. And this is a nice sky for lucky money, work, career surprises, mostly. A little biting off more you can chew, perhaps energetically, with Mercury square Jupiter through Friday through Sunday. I don't know. Mercury, he's like talking over here in the 7th house. That's your marriage partner or business partner or client revealing something to you that squares off with your career. There could be some difficult conversation going on with your significant other, marriage type, long-term committed love, kind of at odds with your success and surprising developments in your career space. So you might find yourself in big thrival mode, and maybe they have some kind of what do you call it? Disagreement with your success. Venus is in a square to the south node. In fact, the bending of the nodes of fate. You might have to let go of things to do with a younger sibling, cousins, and neighbors. Time to release some grudge with a neighbor grudge. Time to sort of surrender or release some kind of writing project that's not working for you, or to maybe release and surrender some kind of website online thing that you've been doing, and you know that maybe it's draining you and it's no longer needed. Venus is in the work house, so it'd be online stuff for work. And as well, perhaps even moving more towards 9th house matters, time to go back to school, to learn something new, to re-educate yourself that's deeply meaningful and purposeful so that you can find a work path that really suits you. South node is the house of the local community. It's often commuting or driving around a lot. And maybe there's something in your work that makes you do that. And you're like, I'm done with that. So a lot of you might be really assessing in this week ahead a going back to school, new energy vibe of learning something and starting a new path in work and career through higher education. And Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. I think we did you. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not going to do you again. Now we're cutting and pasting and splicing. Thanks, guys. Have a great week ahead. I'm back. Yeah, sorry, you didn't even have to know I left, right? But I'm all about like this is my life. My hot mess is here. All right. She just wanted to know if she could pop over here after work to rest for a while. Okay, so my Virgo rising daughter. She works down the street from where I live. Okay, so this is moving into Virgo, which is she's a Virgo, which she texts me right now, and can't make this stuff up. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. What we have in the sky for you guys is Venus in the 5th house of love, sexuality, and romance. Just happy here. She likes in Capricorn to have stable, committed, loyal, reliable, practical love, but she is happy here. She's in the house of her joy. She's bringing you a lot more joy here until like February the 16th, regarding your pleasure and leisure and fun activities. And at this time this week on Wednesday, but you feel it Monday through Saturday, she will become very intimate with Uranus, the god of surprises, a happy surprise, unexpected developments to do with romance and travel, foreign shores and lands especially, or book publishing deals, or things to do with legal matters resolving in a lucky financial way for you, or things to do with unexpected positive developments in academic settings that are favoring you and bringing you a great sense of joy. And Mars is rising here. Watch my Mars rising video. You're going to be very excited to know that your 5th house is on fire for the next 2 years with success. It's good for entrepreneurship. And Virgo, you have Juno in the house of your identity. You're looking at the lens of the world through who can I partner with? Who can I collaborate with? Do I want to keep my partner and divorce him or her? Or do I want to stay with them and commit to the long game here? That's how you've been seeing the world for a while now as Juno's been moving through this part of your sky. It's a once every 5-year transit. And as you're looking at the world through the lens of Juno moving through the sky in the sign of your sun or moon or rising, this is Wednesday's yay moment where you can see clearly now what you wish to do regarding sexuality, love, romance, leisure, travel, fun, play, pleasure, and maybe foreign tours, foreign lands. Maybe things to do with the academic setting, and it's happy surprises. I don't know. You tell me in the comments afterwards, what was your happy surprise? However, Venus is squaring the nodes of fate as well, especially Monday through Wednesday. And this can feel like you're coming into a crucible of energy and you're asking yourself what it is you need to do or want to do or can do or should do around your earnings. Perhaps this is a little bit of a drain here on you, that you're not making the money you want, your earnings aren't great, or your possessions and resources feel strained, and you're having to surrender, let go, and release something. Technically speaking, when Venus is in a square to this part of the sky, she can definitely tell you something like, well, I know you want to spend money on this pleasurable thing, but look at your finances first. So you might be thinking that way Monday through Wednesday, but and then this happy surprise that comes up looks so delightful this week that it might outshadow this bending of the nodes of the fate moment. She may say curtail your pleasurable intake through your mouth. Yeah, Monday through Wednesday, Thursday, as well as she squares the node, south node in the house of things you ingest. And anything else I'd say about Venus in her joy here? Uh, well, it's a bit of a fertility thing with Jupiter in the ninth house. So there could be unexpected and so happy surprises around pregnancy for you or your significant other, depending who the egg bearer is. But whatever, that could be one of the surprises that's going on here. You never know, right? With the moon embedded here on Wednesday, which is about mamahood, some Virgo sun, moon risings are hearing they're going to be a grandparent, because Jupiter's in the house of grandchildren, or that you may end up having the news that you are going to be a parent this week ahead. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is Venus, the lord of your sky, at the bottom of the sky in your fourth house. And this is home, property, land, real estate, legacy, wealth, mom, family of origin stories, as well as ancestral line stuff. And she is in a connection at this time, Wednesday, to the happy surprise, unexpected developments to do with legacy wealth. A lot of you might get some money coming down your family line at you as a Libra, or a lucky, unexpected deal to do with property, land, and real estate, rentals, or sales. And it's really surprising you, but it's positive on your financial pocketbook and or a stock that takes off that you bought in the past long ago, or investment. The other thing that's going on is that you're looking at everything with Juno, the grand trine. What is the partnering, collaboration energy? Or what is the money energy, Moneta and Virgo? In borderless far off places that's popping in your stock investments. Did you buy some yen? Did you buy the ruble? The forecast for the economy of Russia, according to somebody important like Bloomberg, all right, somebody more important than that, is very, very auspicious. So maybe investing in foreign currencies will pay off for some of you. I think that with Venus here, with the moon, this is about enjoyment and pleasure in the home. Mars is rising, exalting it, but it's also saying this week, maybe there's something to do with your property, land, and real estate, and you want to change it by renovating it. And this involves rentals as well with Saturn here. And you have an unexpected financial bonus point that allows you to get the money you need to beautify your home, to change your home, to make it more attractive and more enjoyable. You're happy in your home, right? Until the February the 16th with Venus here, or you're having fun with a friend in the home, visiting a friend, or a friend is visiting you. And that's been ongoing for a bit of time now. But I do like this happy surprise that's in the financial part of the sky regarding this week ahead. Don't be afraid to collaborate with foreign people from foreign lands and foreign shores, and an unexpected opportunity could emerge this week that would be very auspicious for you. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is Venus moving through your third house of short trips and travel and skills-based learning and the local neighborhood, extended family, including nephews, nieces, and cousins, as well as younger sibling. Now, if it's about a younger sibling, this is going to be very auspicious for them. They're having some positive developments with a Mars rising and Venus and moon here, and you're kind of watching from your perch here. But this Venus energy could be an unexpected travel opportunity for you, usually a shorter distance with a significant love partner. That's very possible. Happy surprise. Your partner comes home and says, "Hey, honey, I got tickets for us to take a trip to," usually within your continent, at the very least your country, or a train trip or a drive, a road trip. And maybe you also have a lucky legal agreement, contractual sudden opportunity, seventh house, to do something, third house, online agreement regarding a writing project, solidifying a creative writing project, whether it's writing, songwriting, some writing project, having a legal agreement or unexpected success in terms of virility. Third house is the online social media. Uranus is the audience and public and marketplace. In the seventh, a viral hit for some of you Scorpios who do things online. And then Juno is like contract. Someone wants to sign you up. Hey, we love what you did on that viral hit. Would you do an affiliate link with us? Would you come on our show? Would you contract to be a part of our record label? I'm making stuff up, but contracts and agreements and partnerships in the 11th house of good spirit. You may also partner with an elder sibling. You may partner with a friend as an ally or benefactor in the wake of or connected to this happy surprise going on here. If you've always wanted to learn from a particular teacher and you're applying to be in that educational program, this could also be positive, especially if it's higher education with the moon embedded on the exact, energy of this thing. Some of you may get your dream educational opportunity or teaching opportunity or speaking, writing, communicating opportunity boldly finding you this week. Venus is squaring the nodes of fate, a fated need to release, surrender, and let go of that addiction, self-undoing, a bad habit, especially bad habit, South Node in Libra, asking you to forego a pleasure for a practical, better outcome. So, you guys know the stuff, right? Cigarettes, vapes, nicotine, weed, booze, whatever holds you back. Time to sort of kick the bucket and let it go. Kick that bucket and let it go. All right. So what we have here for Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign is a very auspicious grand trine that Venus is opening up a door of opportunity, opening up a door of luck in your money story, your career and reputation story, and your work story. It's about career, money, and reputation, luck, ease, and flow midweek. Give it 3 days before, 3 days after. With Venus being the Lord of your 11th house of windfalls, pennies from heaven, and good spirit, it even adds more juice to some kind of career contract success. But you may have to let go of something as well as she squares the South Node. Let go of a group of belonging or a friendship or a connection to an elder sibling. But you may also be looking at some kind of whoosh, new contract agreement, collaboration, work, money, goodness. You may want to spend some money, Mars likes to spend here, on something that you need for your health or something you need for your work environment, a pet, a support animal, an ergonomic chair. I always joke about that one, some kind of work setting possession you want to buy, a new laptop. And it's a lucky, happy opportunity that you find that there's somebody who wants to give you one instead. That's just brand new. I mean, something lucky and happy to do with work and possessions. If you are at all interested in perhaps renting a property, you may have a new rental opportunity emerge this week as well, because of this as a house of rentals. And so there may be an opening for a unexpected, exciting chance to rent a property or lease a property or be the landlord and get the perfect tenant. Happy surprise. Juno up here is visible contracts and agreements, where everyone sees you doing it. So maybe you sign a new contract for work or a new financial agreement and everyone's able to witness you doing it. This is also very much weddings in the public sphere. So maybe there's an unexpected development regarding a happy opportunity and the word weddings. I will also say, finally, Venus is about pleasures, and this is about things you ingest. She's practical. Mars is cutting out unknown, undesirable pleasures. Happy surprises is a boost in your health. So therefore, maybe you get your blood work back and you're no longer pre-diabetic. You could have good health results this week ahead. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you're in the premiere, please hit my like button. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is a very intense time for you because Venus is making you beautiful, lucky, friendly, charismatic, and charming. She's here until February 16th. Been here a week already. And this is going to be nice, or almost 2 weeks. She's going to be opening up some feeling of you being essentially lucky or enjoying something or feeling pleased with something this week that has a lot to do with your fifth house of children and romance. Now, it could be about your children. You're pleased that they got into their best favorite school, right? Contracts and academics, or that they are, going to get married and they're announcing the wedding, or that they're pregnant or having a child. All you Capricorns have this kind of, yay, my kids, I'm so happy, pleased. But it can also be pleased and happy with your lover, your romantic life. And if you're looking for a romantic life partner, this could open up an unexpected opportunity this week to take you away from being single into a very quickly committed and happy, joyful relationship. You see, Jupiter is trying to get connected, like single Capricorns hooked up with somebody between now and the end of May, as well as bring you more joy and pleasure in existing love relationships. He's been direct since the 31st of December, making his way through the rest of this Taurus to bring you good love and all of that romantic love. If you have a creative project, you're looking for a publisher and you're a Capricorn, you got it. You got a publisher here. You got an editor. You got something going on. If you're an entrepreneur, your entrepreneurial business has a sudden breakthrough to do with the word international breakthrough and agreements and contracts. And finally, your physical appearance is going to benefit from this week ahead because of the trine energy. And so if you're getting a haircut this week or anything like that, or getting a new makeup job or new wardrobe, go for it. Now, also, Venus does square the south node, right? So she's at the bending of the nodes of fate, as they say. So you may have come to terms with a critical turning point Monday through Wednesday to do with letting go of something to do with how you are seeing in the world, how you are seen by others, to do with how your reputation looks, about some of your aspirations for your career or your visible goals that you have for your career. You're definitely coming to a crux where you're letting some of that go. Is it a bad thing to let it go? Not necessarily. Jupiter, Uranus are in the house of lottery wins. And with Juno, it can indicate a lottery win in a country that's not native to your place of birth or that you share with a relationship partner. So you may win some money and say, yeah, sure, I'm letting go of that career path. I don't want it. And you're going to flush it down the old toilet, the K2 toilet. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Aquarius, I am one of you. The sky's opening up. A Venus traveling through our house of bed pleasures and also self-undoing. She's making us sober-minded and serious about our pleasures. And Mars is helping us cut away that which we do not need. I'm in the middle of my wine lover's middle way right now. And this, since I'm not drinking wine on the daily anymore, and it's been going just fine. So this can look like an ability you've been going through already for a couple of weeks to let go of things that aren't good for your life. Too much wine, too much cigarettes, too much anything. Too much anything is never good for us. But you can see the cosmic lovers are really tangoing together here, getting ready to move into Aquarius. And so there is a bit going on here to do with what you want to do in your private life that brings you pleasure and satisfaction. This is going to look perhaps like a unexpected surprise, happy surprise to do with land, home, and property, and things that go on that bring bounty and goodness and prosperity in and from your home and land and real estate and all of that, to Venus in the house of backroom deals and negotiations on foreign land income and revenue. Some of you may have a nice jolt this midweek, Monday through Saturday, but midweek Wednesday in your international revenue, especially if you make money through the internet, Uranus, Jupiter, from your home. At the same time, the sky is saying, what about this contractual agreements in the house of shared resources and unearned income? So some of you may make an agreement to do with mortgages, home equity, refinancing, taxes that impact you in the home environment and in borderless revenue in a very happy and surprising way. Possibly here too, you may have an agreement, a business contract or agreement that comes to you to sign on the dotted line somewhere in the middle of the week. And you just know it's a happy surprise because somehow it's with an international female or male, and in your bottom line, it's going to increase your financial goodness, right? This is the finance house, the 8th, and so can the 12th be. Venus is squaring the South Node this week, and so you have to let go, surrender, and release some ninth house matters. It's a tough one. You could let go of a kind of a spiritual philosophy this week. You can let go of some academic or book publishing goals. You can let go of something to do maybe with an opportunity in a foreign country or a foreign travel opportunity that just doesn't seem worth your time or effort, and it's time to release, surrender, and let go of it. And you just come to a critical turning point, maybe even understanding why you need to let go of that in the next few days, and Monday through Wednesday in particular. I find South Node in the ninth house is sometimes, though, K2 up here, can be about harnessing spiritual wisdom from past lives. And by the way, the ninth house is a spiritual awakening house. That square just might be a spiritual opening for you on Monday through Wednesday if you're into that kind of thing. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is for you. Venus in the house of windfalls, pennies from heaven, great gains from your career, friends who benefit you, like big brothers and sisters and allies who want to help you. Some of the energy here can be just the gains from your career. Like how much are you succeeding in terms of reputation, fame, wealth, power, the greater gains. And this Venus up here is giving you a happy surprise in third house matters, an unexpected opportunity from an elder sibling to travel to see an elder sibling, an unexpected financial bounty in your online revenue, an unexpected financial gain to do with an opportunity for travel that could be quite lucrative, and maybe a travel work opportunity emerging for you in this week. This is during that Wednesday grand trine, but also connected to Monday through Friday. And then we also know that Jupiter is flowing to the goddess of marriage in the house of marriage, and there may be unexpected developments with your marriage partner type relationship, long-term committed monogamous love, that is quite surprising but positive. Note that the moon is involved in this, and you won't see it, but I'm going to take it back by a day so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, watch this story. Watch this. This moon in Capricorn, yeah, the moon's in detriment, but the moon is there. The moon rules your house of money luck. And so it's possible that there's some money luck coming through a business partnership, a significant marriage type relationship, or an elder sibling that's going to fortify and benefit you as well. And, in general, younger sibling, older siblings are in the mix of this positive trine for you. It can definitely be unexpected travel opportunities with your significant other, unexpected travel opportunities for business partnerships, unexpected travel opportunities connected to allies, benefactors, and people who treat you like a younger sibling. So they're trying to help you out. And finally, Venus does square, right? South Node. She at the bending of the nodes of fate. She squares the South Node in the 8th house. There may be a bit of a gritty Monday through Wednesday nail biter regarding financial investments, stock investments, banks, taxes, a feeling of having to surrender and let go, having to really release some kind of financial dependency on a spouse, an inheritance monies or something like that. I mean, honestly, the sky's pushing you and propelling you to become more adept at creating resources and earnings. And you're healing that with Chiron here. I say it all the time. A lot of Pisces have been healed in their food style, facial appearance, or earnings since 2019. And the big healing is coming on February 19th, and then even better with that eclipse here. So you're coming to a turning point around financial crunchiness. And I don't know, you might feel something like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like in the around this loss of longer term treasure chest monies here, right? That may be upsetting you. But then Venus turns it around with the grand trine, and something positive takes over instead. Wow, I got through it all. Thanks for listening. It's 3:33 when I'm stopping this recording. Today I looked at some stats on my YouTube and I had a 3333 like an hour before I started this. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. The universe is lobbing 333s at me. It's insane. I hope this is a useful little bit of information for you, that 333 can happen and like ad nauseum. I'm recording this, as I said, on Friday the 2nd. We're during a sextile from Mercury to Neptune. If you're on my newsletter, you know all about that. Check my community page on YouTube when I post details of each day's transits and things that I think are noteworthy. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit my notification bell. And what is behind me? A pillow? I think it's a pillow. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget always to like and subscribe. Take very good care and have a wonderful week ahead.